Hello everybody, Jackie here, and I just want to ask, isn't Steam great? We can get a lot of cool games on it, we can talk to friends. It's a really great online service and digital rights management app and website, which was created by Valve. You can get stuff when it's on sale, which is wonderful. You can play it on your PC if you have the right graphics card, which is required to play the majority of games on there. I mean, some stuff doesn't require that great of a graphics card, but you get what I mean. Especially with Nvidia and AMD producing great graphics cards, even though Nvidia is obviously better despite being more expensive. It's a wonderful thing that we have apps like this. Very wonderful. People can make games, they can put them here. It's just spectacular. And hey, isn't GOG great? Now, I'm not sure if people can actually upload their own games, but they can buy stuff here, they could socialize, and there's DM-free content here. I believe it's on both grounds, Steam and this. There's also Origin, which is owned by EA, but the less said about that, the better, because EA owns it. Not to say that it's bad to be on there, but EA is a corrupt company, and considering the fiasco with the EA their reboot of this, their SimCity reboot, considering how they handled that with how bad it handled online and in terms of gameplay and textures and whatnot or whatever, a lot of people had bad complaints. And how did they handle it? By banning people from their accounts, their Origin accounts. But I'm not here to rant on and on entirely about that. I'm just mentioning some things, the pros and cons of stuff. But I can understand these two clients here. Well, they're not really clients. These two apps slash sites slash stores. We'll just call them apps, right? Because we need to install them to be able to play our games and download them and such, which we can do. It's wonderful, right? This is all good, but and it's understandable that we need to install apps to get certain games to run. Like before Blizzard disabled their BattleNet service, Diablo 3 could be actually played on it, and ArenaNet is required to play Guild Wars 2. I don't know if the company behind it discontinued that or not, but it was still something that's required. Possibly still is today. Anyway, my main thing today isn't necessarily the pros, but more along the lines of the cons. Because, well, I got something to bitch about. And today, well, this video specifically, I want to talk about clients that are, well, not clients, apps. I'm just going to call them apps, because that's what all they are. And I'm talking about apps that are specifically made to be required. Okay, basically, I'm talking about apps that are required to be installed onto your computer so that you can run specific games made by whoever made them. For example, Rockstar Games. If you get Grand Theft Auto 4 and possibly any of their other stuff, you basically have to download this app. You can't. And you have to sign into it, too. Which you have to create your own login for, which, to be honest, is bullshit. Because, what if you buy it from, say, Steam? What if you buy it from here? Because you, quite clearly, can. And with that in mind, we also have to understand that if you cannot sign in to Rockstar Games Social Club, if you can't sign into it, you're fucked. You cannot play this game at all, not even offline. It's pretty stupid, and the same exact thing can happen with the likes of Uplay, which is owned and created by Ubisoft. And this sort of thing is also required to play Ubisoft games like Far Cry 3 Blood Dragon. They're not exactly MMOs, but you know what I mean, right? You don't exactly have to be online with it every single day, but you have to actually install it to be able to play the game in the first place, giving you a product key. No. You can't just fucking install the game and then enter the redeem code, whatever the fuck, right? You can't just install it, type in the redeem key here. No, you have to install it in Uplay. And there can be technical problems there. What if you can't install it? Sure, you can create a new one, but you can definitely see how the problems can arise. Then you would have, and if any problems arise, you contact them for support. Well, Ubisoft support. To me, clients like Uplay and Rockstar Social Club are just stupid. They should not be required to install their games. Hell, people buy games like Far Cry 3, like the Far Cry games, or Grand Theft Auto 5, or The Club, or Resident Evil 5, or whatever, on other platforms. I mean, can buy it from anywhere, and they'd still make money out of it. I think they put this on here specifically to mock us. And considering that I saw a video recently called if if Ubisoft was 100% honest with us, you'd actually find that this pops up, like, briefly, but it's required, basically. It's not explained entirely the best way, but yeah. Anyway, moving on to the next app, which in a sense is a client, but an app, but it also requires a service, Games for Windows Live. It basically allowed people who had PCs to be able to, I guess, play games from Xbox Live on it. But if you can't sign into this, you can't play your game. And this sort of problem can happen even when there's technical issues. This is another app that should be optional. Optional to playing games on PC. Games like this, Uplay, and Rockstar Games Social Club all should be optional. Because if we get them from online and we want to play offline, I know most people play online nowadays, but I just think that's another way for them to make money, even though technically there's always going to be problems in one form or another. But I just don't understand why these things got to be there other than to make money and be spiteful in that sense. Because there's always going to be technical problems in one way or another. Granted, some may actually, and I'm certain that they can actually be corrected. I know I had to deal with it, except for when I had to deal with one game where I couldn't sign in, and basically I was unable to install it or install an update to this thing. So you can see how that's a problem. Additional apps / clients like the three that I showed you should always be, and I don't mean to sound like a broken record, but they should always be optional. Because regardless of which place we buy the games from, whether it's the Windows Store, which not a lot of people like, Steam, Amazon.com, or wherever the fuck, they're still making money in that sense. You see? Depending on who it is. You see? So, it doesn't make much sense to me as to why they have to be required. Now, if any of you guys know why they should be required, I'm guessing maybe to monitor gamers or whatnot, please comment down below, because I'd like to hear your thoughts on this. I'm not going to be spiteful about this, about any differing opinions on it, but let's just say that I really had a bad time with these things, which explains my somewhat angry tone. So, yeah, that's really all I got to say on these pieces of crap. They are terrible, and if there are any problems, you should definitely contact support or work around it. Like when I got the Club for PC, even though I got it because it was on sale, I had technical problems when installing it, so I couldn't be able to sign in with my profile when I got it on Steam. Which is stupid, because that sort of thing should not be happening. Like, it sucks. This sort of thing should be like, these things, all these things, should remain as websites only. It's understandable to socialize with other gamers, but if we get it from Steam, we should be able to socialize with people on Steam through messaging or whatnot, or through the game itself. We don't need Uplay or this or this. My rant is over. And that's it, guys. Thank you all for tuning in, and I'll see you all in the next videos. Stay batty, my friends.